Welcome to Code as Teach, your topics, our views. Let's continue the series of Python MySQL database connectivity and their operations. Till now we have seen how to create the database, how to create the table, how to insert values into the table, how to fetch the data from the table. Let's discuss how to update the data into the table. Okay. So suppose we have this table like employee table, we have already created this. Okay. And suppose for employee 2, the employee whose employee ID 2, I want to change the name or I want to change the age or the after increment their salary is changed. So how do we do this? Okay, let's see that. Okay, so till now if you are watching this video first time, I will suggest you to go through my others video of how to connect with the PHP with the MySQL, because you are able to understand how the connection is done. Still, this MySQL.connector is a module which is used for connecting to the MySQL. For connecting any database, we need 4 things like host name or the server name, username and the password with which we can connect to the server, the database in which tables we are doing the operation. Okay, so we have created one connection object. Then there is one cursor object which is created from connection. Right? Now let's write something, the update query. So here I suppose in this table I want to change the name. I don't want code as Teach 1. I want the name as test for the employee whose employee ID is 2, or I want to change the age like 33, not 32. Okay, let's see. Let's write the SQL statement. So update employee set name, say something like test, and then age is equal to 33. Okay, so we have changed this. But we have to provide the condition like where employee ID is equal to 2. Otherwise, it will change all this value of the name and age, right? Okay, and we can select the n number of column. There is no constraint that we can select one column or more than one column. Where employee ID is equal to 2. Simple. Okay, we have to write this. So we have to pass this into the cursor dot execute. And then pass this update query. Okay, because we are doing some changes in the table. So whenever we are inserting or updating or deleting, we have to commit the changes. Otherwise, this will execute, but it's in the cache. It will not committed to the table. So for committing this, we have to write something like connection with the connection, not with the cursor, with the connection dot commit. Simple. Okay, so whenever any error occurs, we have to again roll back this connection dot rollback. Okay, commit means committing whatever the change till now we have done into this table. All the operations should be commit here. Okay, rollback means whatever the change we have done, it will be getting to the previous state. Okay, let's print something like update is done. Simple. Now let's run this. Now update is done and then connection is closed. Now let's check this one whether it's reflected here or not. See here, for the employee ID 2, test is name is changed to test and the age is changed to 33. So this is the simple way of doing this. But okay, so by passing this is not supposed to be done here, because hackers can change this and you could delete your whole data, and that is known as SQL injection, if you are aware about. So we have to pass this into the parameter. We don't pass into the query. Okay, so how we'll do this? So we have placeholder for this like %, as I have already explained that in the previous video. So we can pass something like this. Okay, so let's take for the name one parameter. And then we have to pass this something like %is. Okay, this one is the query. Now we have to pass the value. So value is something like for the name we pass, say again code as Teach 2345. Okay, and then we have to pass the employee ID. So employee ID is 2. Okay, now in cursor we have to pass 2 things: update query at result value. By writing this, we can handle the SQL injection. So it's not advisable to pass all this query in the In where part, the hacker can hack this where part and truncate your tables or any, then they do malicious activity with your table. So always pass this into the query and their value. This can be either encrypted value or something. It's depend upon your requirement. Okay, let's run this. So again it's done. Let's check into the table. Let's see here. Now it's changed. Okay, so this is the way to handle the SQL injection. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe it. Thank you.